Good, everybody. Kind of excuse the shaky camera. I'm kind of in the car right now driving, but just want to get over this Lions game, man. We gave that game away. There's no way to sugarcoat it. Sloppy ass football. Yes, it was a lot of bad calls. Don't get me wrong, but at the same time, we can't use officiating for the reason we lost that game. We lost that game because we lost that game. Undisciplined. Period. When you commit 17 penalties, 17 penalties for 138 yards, that's on you. Period. I would say the main call that I really disagree with was the Ebron call in the end zone when he caught the touchdown, and they called him for pushing off when clearly he didn't. That was a ridiculous call. I mean, I would give him that. And who knows, that probably could have been the difference maker of the game. But despite that, we have to play through it, period. You can't get frustrated. You can't play out of anger, because if you do that, you play right to the officials' hands, and you play into the hands of a bad team that you were clearly better than, and you should have beaten. So there's really no excuses. Get your fucking act together if you're the Lions. That's all there is to it. Now, if you're going to get mad at something, blame the fact that the defense couldn't get off the field on third down. Blame the fact that the secondary cannot stop nobody. And marginal quarterbacks, I'm not going to even say good quarterbacks, but marginal quarterbacks are going to have a field day unless something changes, period. That's all there is to it. So there is absolutely no excuse. We lost that game because we lost that game, and we deserve to lose the game the way we played. There's no fucking way, start the game the way it started off, with the offense moving efficiently like it was, that Tennessee was able to come back. There's no excuse for that, period. So they won the game, not taking anything away from them. They deserve to win. They made more plays at the end of the day than we did. Bottom fucking line, and we just gotta get to it, man. That's all there is. So we have a really tough game at Green Bay. Number one, it's at Green Bay, and granted, we was able to win there last year, but there's no guarantee that we're gonna be able to do it this year, especially with the way that we have been playing. I'm kind of reading. I don't know how true this is, because Green Bay lost to Minnesota in the Monday Night Football, or not Monday night, but the Sunday night football game. And from what I've been reading, one of the offensive linemen, or a few offensive linemen, called Aaron Rodgers out. So that's not a good sign, because to me that says dysfunction in the locker room whenever your star franchise quarterback is getting called out by the offensive line. So I'm not saying that's going to work to any advantage, but it's just very interesting to see that there's some dysfunction in the division rivals locker room. And I also read that Adrian Peterson has a torn meniscus in one of his knees, and there's no timetable in terms of his return, so I'm not really sure the severity of it. According to Bleacher Report, it could be 4 weeks or it could be 4 months, but that's really unfortunate, because I really thought if anybody was going to be a real force to reckon with in this division, the NFC North, it was going to be Minnesota. See how they coming off a division championship, and their defense is stout. That pretty much helped them win the game yesterday. I mean, you got to give credit where credit's due. I'm a diehard Lions fan, but you got to respect Minnesota's defense and what they bring to the table. You know, they come with it, period. So that's my point, going back to the Lions. Your defense, our defense has to help the offense out, period, by making smart decisions. You can't go out there and commit dumbass penalties, because that's not helping anybody. And the offense got to play smart as well. So everybody needs to come on the same page and play smart, disciplined football, and I think we'll be just fine. We don't have the greatest defense. I mean, that's clearly evident, but I think that we have a good enough defense and a fantastic offense. If we play smart football, then we should be fine. And at the end of the season, we should have a pretty decent record. But that's only if we play smart football. It's not that these other teams are so much better than us, but we beat ourselves with mental errors. That's our biggest opponent. Our biggest obstacle right now is ourselves. That's all there is to it, period. So go out there and play smart fucking football like I know this team is capable of. And I don't really see too many defenses that can really contain our offense if we do our thing and just play smartly, period. You know, that was a hell of a game in week 1 in Indianapolis. It's always tough to start the season off on the road because, number one, you're starting the season off in front of their crowd. They pumped up. This is their home opener, and you go in there and take a victory. That's huge. So you have to use games like that as momentum builders. That's all there is to it. You can't continue to shoot yourself in the foot by doing dumb shit, because at the end of the day, it's not going to say officials cost this game. It's not going to say that. Nobody cares at the end of the day. That's why it's kind of pointless to kind of blame officiating for losses. You got to get past that shit and just play through it, because they don't care, regardless if the officials' fault or not. Nobody's going to have any sympathy for you at the end of the day. So you got to go out there and play smart football. Bottom fucking line. And that's pretty much all there is to it, honestly. I mean, there's really not too many positives to take away from the game. You know, one thing I do like is the offensive, our running game is starting to come along pretty well. And you can already tell, if you give Stafford decent pocket time, a clean pocket, and a somewhat decent running game, he could be a really good quarterback. You know, and it kind of drives me crazy how a lot of fans like to blame all losses on him. As of late, as a matter of fact, I'm not going to say as of late, but even going back to the end of the second half of last season, he's been playing really good ball. I'm seeing more leadership out of him. I'm seeing more command of the offense, and you can't help but respect it. Stafford goes out there and the man plays with heart. And he's playing smarter, too. He's making better decisions. Now, granted, he had an interception at the end of the last game, but the way I look at it, it shouldn't even came to that. We shouldn't have to be driving down the field for a last-second field goal every time, because we're playing good football in the beginning stage of the game. We just have to fucking finish. That way, we don't have to rely on coming back on teams, you know? So it doesn't make any sense. We shouldn't need no Hail Mary kick from Prater to win by a few points when we already up by 2 scores or 3 scores. That doesn't make any sense. The defense see that the offense went out there and got a good lead. You have to protect it. Do your fucking job. That's all there is to it. So I'm going to see what this team is really made of, and Caldwell got to get this team right. Get them disciplined. I'll hold this on him too. And he had to stop being so conservative with his play calling. You got to stay aggressive. Bottom line. I mean, there was a situation in that game where I think Prater could have kicked a field goal. It was like 50 plus yards, but the man holds he holds the NFL record for the longest field goal ever made, and that was in Denver. So I'm pretty sure he's more than capable of kicking a long field goal. You're better off going for it in that situation than punting the ball. And the reason I say that is because clearly your defense is incapable of getting off the field on 3rd down. So I wouldn't even put them out there. You got to take the points that's there. Bottom line. Stop being so fucking scary. Period. Until this defense can show that they can protect leads and hold down the end of the field, take the points that's there. You can't trust in this defense right now. You really can't. They have to prove otherwise. And so far this season, they haven't. Bottom line. Get off the field on 3rd down. Make smarter decisions. And these corners need to learn how to cover. These linebackers, learn how to defend tight ends, because tight ends are killing us right now. That's another problem, defending the tight end play. And for some reason, we are just totally incapable of doing that. So bottom line, listen, I'm not for excuses. I'm really not. Go out there and get the fucking job done, man. That's all there is to it. So we're going to see what happens in Green Bay and see what this team is made of. And we're going to see what these coaches are made of, too. I mean, big shout out to Cooter. He's doing an excellent job with the offense. But Terrell Austin need to get these boys together on defense. I mean, seriously, you know, and I really want that man to get a head coaching job. And that's one thing I always root for is black head coaches, and not only football, but NFL, but any pro sport, any sports program, period. I'm always rooting for a black coach. And I think that Terrell Austin would be an excellent, great coach. He'd be an excellent head coach for a team one day. You know, but he has to go out there and he has to prove it. He has to get this defense sound and better. He had to get these defense playing like they played in 2014. So I know he's capable of being a great coordinator and getting these guys right. And, you know, he has to put the body of work, a consistent body of work together. Otherwise, he's going to keep getting looked over. You know, bottom line. So that's pretty much my take on this game, on that game, the Indianapolis Colts versus the Lions. And we'll see what they're made of in Green Bay. So, bottom line, and get pressure on Aaron Rodgers, because if you let him dance around the pocket all day, if you let him run around the field, clearly he's going to have a field day on that secondary. That's why it's so important for that front seven, that front four, to get pressure on him as much as they can. Help out the back seven as much as possible. Because as of now, the back seven is doing absolutely nothing. It's almost like we don't have a fucking secondary back there. I don't even know why these niggas even suit up for the game. Because y'all niggas is in the way. You ain't doing shit. I mean, that's all there is to it. I'm saying, the secondary is not doing shit. I've not been impressed by Slay this year. I haven't been impressed by nobody in the secondary, honestly. So, if you want respect around the NFL, you have to earn it. Nobody's going to feel fucking sorry for you. They're not. Period. Don't get on Twitter complaining about the referees, because nobody gives a shit about that. People are going to keep saying the same old Lions. And as long as you keep playing the way you are and you keep giving games away, then you're doing nothing but proving them right. So don't talk shit on Twitter. Don't get mad. Just go out there and prove them wrong on the fucking field. Period. That's all there is to it. It's still pretty early in the season. I mean, it's not all, all is not lost. But come on now, y'all boys get it together. This is Mr. Holland Park 313 signing out. And I get at y'all later with my Green Bay and Detroit review a little later on this week. Y'all take care.